Viewers, a blistering face-off has been triggered off with Congress's manifesto, which has been painted as a blind bid for appeasement by Prime Minister Modi. He himself led the offensive, saying that its sole aim was to do Bharat ke tukde tukde. He even compared it to Muhammad Ali Jinnah's Muslim League, which gave the call to divide India along religious lines. PM Modi said that there is an imprint of Muslim League's thoughts in the manifesto of the Congress. This view was echoed by BJP chief JP Nadda. This is what he said.
कांग्रेस ने जो घोषणा पत्र बनाया है उसमें भी मुस्लिम लीग की छाप है। साथियों, कांग्रेस को आज भी देश के लोगों की जरूरत से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। ये भाजपा सरकार है जो हर गारंटी जमीन पर उतार रही है। अभी हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी बड़े विस्तार से बताते थे, यहां की भाजपा सरकार ने धान किसानों के बकाए रकम को चुकाने की गारंटी पूरी कर दी, तेंदुपत्ता संग्राहों को दी गारंटी पूरी कर दी। मैं यहां की बहनों को विशेष बधाई दूंगा, महतारी वंदन योजना का लाभ मिलने लगा है।
कांग्रेस पार्टी को जनता ने बार बार नकारा है, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी कांग्रेस पार्टी तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति से बरआमदा है। मैंने कांग्रेस के मैनिफेस्टो को देखा, मुझे आश्चर्य हुआ कि यह कांग्रेस पार्टी का मैनिफेस्टो है या मुस्लिम लीग का मैनिफेस्टो है। देश को बांटने के लिए और सत्ता को हथियाने के लिए कहां तक कांग्रेस पार्टी जा सकती है, इसका अंदाजा नहीं लगाया जा सकता। जिस मुस्लिम लीग ने 1929 में धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण की बात कही थी, आज उसी बात को कांग्रेस पार्टी दोहरा रही है। यानी सत्ता की लोलुपता में, सत्ता के लालच में देश को कहां पहुंचाएगी कांग्रेस पार्टी, इसका अंदाजा लगाना भी मुश्किल है।
An irate Congress has moved as many as 6 complaints against the BJP, of which 2 of them are against the statement of the Prime Minister. Its President Mallikarjun Kharge has hit back at the BJP. He says Modi Shah's political and ideological ancestors supported the British and the Muslim League against the Indians in the freedom struggle. The rest of the Congress rallied together and said that the BJP is back to Hindu-Muslim narrative in election season.
प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कि कांग्रेस मुस्लिम लीग की नीति अपनाती है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री को याद दिला दूं, प्रधानमंत्री जी इतिहास याद रखिए, 1940, 1941 और 42 में कौन व्यक्ति, कौन सी पार्टी मुस्लिम लीग के साथ गठबंधन सरकार में थी बंगाल में। श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जनसंघ के स्थापक जो थे, हिंदू महासभा के अध्यक्ष थे, और वो मुस्लिम लीग के साथ उन्होंने गठबंधन की सरकार बनाई थी बंगाल में। तो आज कांग्रेस की बात करते हैं, ये हमेशा विभाजनकारी राजनीति अपनाते हैं।
आज इलेक्शन कमीशन के सामने हमने रखी हैं, उसमें कुछ हमारी पुरानी आपत्तियां थी जिस पर अभी हम संतुष्ट नहीं हैं। जो उन्होंने बात ये कही है हमारे मैनिफेस्टो के बारे में कि झूठ का पुलंदा है, इसका हमें बड़ा दुख है, उसका कटाक्ष कर सकते हैं। लेकिन ये कहना कि एक राष्ट्रीय स्तर की पार्टी जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन में सम्मिलित रही, लेकिन ये कहना कि एक राष्ट्रीय स्तर की पार्टी जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन में सम्मिलित रही, वो ऐसा झूठ का पुलंदा अपने मैनिफेस्टो में लिखेगी, जबकि एक बहुत अच्छा मैनिफेस्टो लिखा गया है जिसमें कि जो पार्टियां आज़ादी का विरोध कर रही थीं या हमारे सेक्युलर समाज का विरोध कर रही थीं, उन पार्टियों का ये मैनिफेस्टो लगता है।
Congress's allies have also lashed out at the BJP and have said that the manifesto will not divide India but will only make it stronger.
Well, I'm amazed that people in the BJP have the time to read the Muslim League manifesto. I have never read the Muslim League manifesto. I have no interest in reading the Muslim League manifesto. The fact that the BJP has so much spare time that they will read manifestos from an organization that ceased to be relevant in this country at the point of independence tells you a lot about the BJP.
I don't think the manifesto is to break the country. I think the manifesto is to make the country strong and to keep it secular. That is what it is. And if anybody thinks of otherwise, then they are already dividing the nation on their own ways.
The BJP has pulled out from archives the Muslim League Manifesto of 1936. They claim that Muslim League had promised to protect Sharia personal laws, while the Congress promises personal laws to Muslim. BJP says both Muslim League in 1936 and the Congress in 2024 have promised to fight against majoritarianism.
वो मैनिफेस्टो हूबहू मुस्लिम लीग के मैनिफेस्टो की तरह ही दिखता है और सुनाई देता है, और उसमें जो बिंदु है वो वहीं से लिए गए हैं ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि मुस्लिम लीग के मैनिफेस्टो ने आज़ादी से पहले शरिया कानून की वकालत की थी। आज कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो इसी प्रकार की धार्मिक बेस्ड लॉज की वकालत करता है। मतलब कि वो चाहता है कि 3 तलाक जिसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने प्रतिबंधित किया है वो लागू हो जाए। जिस विभाजनकारी सोच के साथ मुस्लिम लीग चली थी, वही विभाजनकारी सोच के अंश जो है कांग्रेस के मैनिफेस्टो में दिखाई देते हैं। और आज भी कांग्रेस पार्टी, चाहे यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड हो, चाहे शाह बानू हो, चाहे शायरा बानू हो, हर बार वोट बैंक को ऊपर रखती है, और महिला अधिकार हो या राष्ट्रीय नीति हो या राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा हो, उसको पीछे करती है।
Let's open this up. Shaina NC, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, joining us live from Mumbai. Lokesh Jindal, political analyst. Kapish Srivastav, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Lokesh Jindal, you know, it's quite a circle for the Congress party, you know, or the party finds itself in, from Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo to your manifesto being compared with that of the Muslim League. Lokesh, you know, we have some trouble in your audio line. We'll take a few seconds and fix it. But Shaina NC, the Congress is saying that this is the usual tactics of the BJP in poll season. You're back to doing Hindu-Muslim.
Absolutely not. Any manifesto has to be a vision plan of a particular party. When I say vision plan, what you choose to do for the women of this country, whether it's a triple talaq, Nari Shakti Vandan, etc., making sure that women are empowered, security. I divide this into 4 sections because our Prime Minister has always said that there are only 4 vote banks. Then comes the youth. Obviously, the idea of regenerating employment and self, kind of entrepreneurship, small-scale industries, medium-scale industries, etc. Then you have the farmers, which obviously we want to empower through a better digital technology, that's 6,000 rupees which has been given to the bank accounts, etc. And then you have a segment which is that of the poor and the below poverty line, which you want to empower and make sure that they are on the path to progress. That is how a manifesto should read. What does the Congress manifesto read? It is an imprint of the Muslim League, which is not just a statement of the Bharatiya Janata Party, but it is factual. You are talking about personal laws, you are talking about being appeasement driven, you are talking about being typically pseudo-secular, because that's all the Congress party has ever done. And if you look in the past, in the present, in the future, they have no agenda. It is only vote bank politics, which is appease the Muslims, appease the Dalits, and make sure that you are representing yourself as this pseudo-secular bunch of people with no vision plan at all. Now, if you compare that to the Bharatiya Janata Party, what are we saying? We are saying that we have empowered the lives of 60 crore Labhartis through schemes which have percolated down to the poorest of poor. Does that divide people on the basis of caste, creed, community, on the basis of Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh? Not at all, because the Prime Minister, when he gives a gas cylinder, nobody questions who the recipient is. It's only got to be the poor.
Okay.
If you look at them, the poor,
right. So
as
you are
bank
pitting
for the
Congress's
future,
manifesto,
make sure that
calling it one that has an imprint of Muslim League, and saying that the BJP delivers on Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas pitch of the Prime Minister. Let me read from Congress manifesto in Lokesh Jindal. Point number 6, page number 8. We will ensure that minorities receive their fair share of opportunities in education, healthcare, public employment, skill development, sports, cultural activities without discrimination. Is there discrimination now? Lokesh, let me read the next point, then you answer it together. Point number 7. Congress will ensure that, like every citizen, minorities have the freedom of choice of dress, food, language, personal laws. Is that absent now?
Can I answer?
Sure.
Pranesh? Pranesh, these are the very points that you find them in the directive principle of state policy and the fundamental rights of our constitution. Over a period of time, since last 10 years, we have seen these values getting eroded and being undermined, and there has been attempts to ignore the plight of those who are marginalized and those who are not those who are into the mainstream of the development story. I want to ask a question. Isn't it right that today we have a highest inequality in terms of economic development, in terms of gender issues, in terms of social mobilization? And why is it wrong if we are talking about social justice by giving positive rights, positive discrimination of those who are marginalized and the downtrodden? Rather than tagging this particular manifesto, it is important to learn what this manifesto is highlighting and what is the need for the country. Congress manifesto is going to strengthen India's secular credentials. It is going to make the country stronger, and it will truly curb the tendency.
Before I get Shaina to come in, Lokesh, you were talking about the Constitution and, the provisions of the Constitution. Article 44 of the Indian Constitution talks about Uniform Civil Code. Why is the Congress silent on that? Do you support it in principle?
If you read the Article 44, nowhere does it say with suitable
44 with Article 43B of the Constitution, you will see the difference between the two. The Article 43, all other articles in the Part 4 of the Constitution require the state to come out with a suitable legislation, but not Article 44. So what I intend to say is Article 44 has to be an aim that is to be gradually realized.
No, gradually.
Social movements,
by gradually you mean
social movements. By movements
by gradually,
below, rather than imposing it via social legislation.
Who is imposing it? If there is a legislation, how are legislations being imposed? What is your what is your take on UCC? Why is there no mention of it in the UCC Congress manifesto? If you so love the Constitution and say that everything in the manifesto is as per the constitutional provisions.
Pranesh, when Uttarakhand came out with the Uniform Civil Code, the white paper that was released, it also gave certain forms of immunity, and tribals were not included in it. Certain customs were still upheld under Schedule 6. So it is not that Uniform Civil Code will be a blanket law all over the country. There will always be certain exceptions to it. The idea is, are we aiming at a Uniform Civil Code in substance so as to improve the judicial mechanism, or is it a political tool to bring about polarization?
Okay, political tool. Then explain point number 5 of the Congress manifesto. The economic empowerment of minorities is a necessary step for India to realize its full potential. What has been done in this regard over the years? The Congress has been in power.
When I'm talking about the minorities, they are marginalized with respect to their access to education, public employment, with respect to access to financial tools. All these have to be enabled by the state to make sure that they have a better access to education.
Okay.
They have better access to public employment.
Let me bring in Kapish Srivastav. Kapish जी, कांग्रेस की जो मैनिफेस्टो है उसको प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने कहा है कि ये मुस्लिम लीग के तरह इसको आप पढ़ सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं।
जो अपना शुरुआत से ही मैनिफेस्टो तालिबानी मैनिफेस्टो की तरह लेकर आए हो, उनको तो भाई हरियाली के अंधे को हर जगह हरियाली ही दिखाई दे। जो हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहता है, समाजवाद के साथ स्थापित करता है, सबको एक साथ एक बराबर जैसा पावर किया जाना चाहिए, तो आपको तो बड़ी दिक्कत होती है एक तरफ। अरे ये क्या बात करेंगे सबके समाजवाद की या सबको साथ लेकर के चलने। अगर कर रहे होते तो आप मुझे बताइए कि जितने भी इनके सांसद हैं या विधायक हैं, एक भी मुस्लिम को टिकट्स तक नहीं देते हैं, और कहेंगे कि हमारा सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास
टिकट तो दिया है कपीश जी, फैक्चुअली इनकरेक्ट बात होगा अगर आप ऐसे कहेंगे टिकट
तो
नहीं दिया है।
मुझे आप बता दें कि उत्तर प्रदेश में किसी एक मुसलमान को टिकट नहीं दिया गया विधानसभा के अंदर।
केरला में दिया है। देखिए टिकट तो विनेबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया पे होती है, बट आपने ये कहा कि मुसलमान को नहीं देते, इन्होंने केरला में दिया है, वेस्ट बंगाल में लोकल बॉडीज में दिया था। शायना आई कम टू यू, आप समाजवाद की बात कर रहे हैं कपीश जी, अब आप मैं आपसे यूसीसी पे पूछूंगा, लोहिया जी भी तो बड़े समाजवादी थे, उन्होंने तो यूसीसी का समर्थन किया था, क्या अखिलेश यादव जी यूसीसी को सपोर्ट करते हैं?
देखिए एक बात और भी आपको अब है, लोहिया जी ने केवल सपोर्ट नहीं किया था बल्कि नेहरू जी ने भी सपोर्ट किया था और साथ में बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने भी सपोर्ट किया था। लेकिन जब संविधान सभा बैठी थी तो बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने एक बात और कही, जिसे हम मूल अधिकारों में न रखते हुए नीति निर्देशक तत्व में इसलिए लग रहे हैं।
वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन इन प्रिंसिपल मैं पूछ रहा हूं, अखिलेश यादव जी को बोलना चाहिए।
इन प्रिंसिपल ही मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि बाबा साहब ने एक बात कोट की थी जिसको आप अंडरलाइन कर लीजिए कि अगर कोई सरकार जबरन इस तरीके का कानून लेकर के आती है तो ये उस सरकार का पागलपन होगा।
ओके शाइना, द चार्जेस यू आर पुशिंग लेजिस्लेशंस दैट आर एंटी माइनॉरिटीज।
So I want to say 2-3 things. If at all they are the ones who are tearing India apart, look at the kind of manifesto where you have replications of the Muslim League, which is only a given. You yourself have read it. This is not us trying to interpret or misinterpret. You have a segment of the Congress that has only played appeasement politics, and it is an old trick of theirs, election after election, trying to appease sections. On the other hand, the Prime Minister has divided India into only 4 vote banks: the women of this country, the youth of this country, the poor of this country, and the farmers of this country. Nowhere is there talk of Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, etc. Welfare schemes which have percolated down by the Bharatiya Janata Party under Modi ji's rule. I want to ask, does that discriminate on the basis of whether you're Muslim or not? When a gas cylinder is given, do they ask a question of which religion you follow or what your vision is vis-a-vis political ideology? On the other, you have this in the alliance and the Congress party particularly that only plays vote bank politics. We know how they are anti-Sanathan. There have been statements made. We know how they're anti-women, whether it's Supriya Srinath, Shiva Shankarappa, or for that matter even Vijay Vettidar in Maharashtra.
You know, let's see how the manifestos are received. The Congress manifesto is out. The BJP is calling it, has compared it to Muslim League. The BJP manifesto set to be released later this week. Let's see how this goes. Shaina NC, Lokesh Jindal, Kapish Srivastav ji, thank you for joining us on Times Now.